as you can see, I got the tank in, but it's not sitting the way it's supposed to be sitting. I'm definitely not going to be using this shit, this crap, and I'm going to tell you why and show you why I'm not 2,000 degrees Fahrenheit radiant heat, which the engine bay never get.
Perfect.
What's swinging, gang? What's swinging, Autolust gang? And if you're new to the channel, I'm currently working on my 1200 horsepower capable BMW X6M. Totally work. Forged engine, forged transmission, M6 intercoolers, upgraded turbos. I mean the works. And on the last video, I was showing you guys that I was getting a custom overflow tank made for the inner chiller, so I can have more fluid to run through the intercoolers during wide open throttle, so I can keep those low intake temperatures times, so I can keep maximum horsepower on the drag strip. And if you didn't see that video link is down in the description, as well as the video link for me putting these Nissan GTR style tips on the BMW X5. These are literally the best X6, X5 staggered tips you can put on the car, besides already being a X6M or X5M. But if you got a regular X550i, 35i, X6, X6, X5, those are the tips to go. And I'm also put the video link for that down in the description as well. So we had bad news last time because of Hurricane Nicole, I think. I don't know these hurricane names. I ain't trying to remember them because they cause too much trouble here in Florida. But I wasn't able to get the tank made because they lost power over at the shop while I was getting it made. So we finally got the tank built. You know, it probably be done big and built right now. I'm gonna put up a little screenshot of the last picture he sent me of the tank right here. And as you can see, that's a 1.3 gallon tank, and I'm gonna show you exactly where that tank's gonna go if you're not familiar with the channel. Hold on, let me get this hood open here. Get this hood open here. Yeah, but this engine is extremely highly modified. Like I say, for y'all who watch the channel, you already know, but for those who don't, it's extremely highly modified. Everything, literally everything is custom, included upgraded turbos. You can see those upgraded Snells back there. And I'm using this headband to hold this up, but I'm gonna show you where it goes. That tank I just showed you, that's shaped like a L, is gonna sit down in this pocket right here where the original tank went. So it's gonna go back up behind here, come up, and then raise up here. And the inlet and outlet is gonna be on the front, and the fill cap is gonna be on the top. And that's gonna also be powder coated in candy red. But I'm also gonna have some thermal heat shielding on the bottom and on the sides. Actually, the whole bottom of the tank, where you're not gonna be able to see it, is gonna be in this silver heat shielding from DEI. I think it's like 1800 degrees and 1200 degrees direct and 1800 radiant or something like that. I'm gonna have the bottom of that tank wrapped in that, but the top, you're gonna have the exposed candy apple red, which powder coat is a very good insulator as well, especially candy powder coats, because it takes two coats, one or two coats of the bright silver and then one or two coats of the candy transparent. So that's up to 4 coats of powder coat on something, so that'll insulate extremely well. But yeah, so we finna go over here and see if this tank is done, so you guys can see the tank in person, and then I'm gonna get it powder coated to get it ready to get dropped off, so we can get that inner chiller put on.
A few moments later.
Now look at this, gang. I was just telling y'all about this and it popped right up in the mail. So now we can get the truth of what I was saying, because I don't know if I was right with those temperatures. But this what I'm wrapping the bottom half of the tank. And when I mean the bottom half of the tank, I mean like the tank is shaped in the L You know, I mean the entire bottom of that L, like a capital letter L, that entire bottom. So only that top piece that sticks up out of the engine from out under wherever the tank is, that's the only piece that's gonna be exposed candy red powder coat. But anyways, so this is it right here, and it's from DEI. And let's see what temperatures it say. Okay, 2,000 degrees Fahrenheit radiant heat, which the engine bay will never get that. Your engine bay better not be 2,000 degrees. And on the website it says something about direct heat too, but I guess it don't. But this is what's important. And if you guys asking me why the hell I live in Florida and I got gasoline, antifreeze, and water remover, I'm gonna tell you why. If you guys buy this, that's not methanol 50-50. You know, methanol 50-50 meth, water meth is by volume, and these guys obviously is not doing it right compared to a video I seen where a guy measured the methanol content in that. So you add one of these right here, which is supposed to be 100% methanol, and these only like $1 and something. You know, pop one of those in your tank with that bottle of boost juice, and boom, you got you a true 50-50. You know, so the boost juice packs come with 4, so I ordered 4 of these, so I have 4 true bottles of 50-50 meth that I'm gonna run in conjunction with that inner chiller. So these intake temps should be so cold, so cold. Ooh, get your jackets. All right, gang, but let's get back on this tank.
The next day.
So we finally got the tank back to the house. You know, I've been waiting a little minute to get this tank, and it's gorgeous. I got it right behind the camera, so y'all finna see it in like a couple seconds. But before I show you the tank, I got some good news and some bad news. So let me show you. Flip this around. The good news is the tank is gorgeous. Look at the wells on there. You talking about dropping dimes? Now, Cole is a great aluminum fabricator. You know, he did this all by hand, you know, in his garage at that. You know, the wells are gorgeous. And the tank is very sturdy. It's beautiful. You know, it's very lightweight since it's aluminum. You know, very strong. This is the same material he used to make gas tanks and stuff out of, you know. So, I mean, it's gorgeous. You can't ask for nothing better. And it's almost directly on point with the schematics, but that's where we come into a problem at. Okay, for one, and I don't blame this on Cole. I blame this on Mazir, if that's how you pronounce the name, because this cap bong, you see, it screws right on, but it doesn't go all the way down. It stops right there at the rubber gasket. And you probably thinking, well, that's where it's supposed to stop. That's what the rubber gasket's supposed to. No, I'm gonna show you why. On this end, you see it's a little recess right here. It's very small, and you would think that's for the rubber gasket to fit in, but it's not. On the inside, it's an even deeper recess where this rubber gasket sits all the way in, and it sits flush down like that. So it's supposed to sit down like this, all the way down flush. So it's easy to get that mixed up. And this is upside down. But all we have to do is cut this top piece off, flip the whole piece back around, flip the whole piece upside down, and weld it back on, and boom, that's it. But that's not the bad part. The bad is when I did these measurements, I didn't take into consideration that an aluminum weld is about a little less than a 1/4 inch on its own. You know, like two aluminum welds sitting side by side directly in the middle, that's about a 1/4 inch, you know, or probably a little more. So I didn't take that into account when, you know, I did the measurements for the tank. I should have took that into account and took that 1/4 inch off of the measurements, you know, but I didn't do that. So the tank fits, but it fits extremely tight to the point where I have to take a lot of the stuff off of the top where the firewall is, like that little right up top where the windshield wipers sit. You know, I had to take that stuff off and one of the bars, one of the rigidity bars out just to put it in. You know, that means I'm gonna catch hell doing a tune-up. That seems to be the issue, you know, and I'm gonna show you on the car what I took apart so you can see how I found out it didn't fit. Hold on. So this is exactly what we having a problem at. As you can see, I got the tank in, but it's not sitting the way it's supposed to be sitting. And that's because, as you can see right here, I mean, I could push it back and it'll clear that line, but then the corner will still hit the head of this pump, you know, and that's because the width is wider than 4 inches with both of the wells. It's like a 1/2 inch too wide with both of the well, over, you know, a little less than a 1/2 inch too wide, you know. And if I push it back, which I could just push it back or lift those wires up some more to push it back, but then it's going to be extremely hard to take in and out. I'm gonna have to take all of this apart when it's time to do a tune-up. Since it sits over the coil packs, I'm gonna have to take all of this apart to take the tank out, or to lift the tank forward while keeping those hoses on, just like lift it forward, because I'm gonna have these hoses a little longer than they need to be, so I could lift the tank up and lift it out, you know, or if need to, I could just pull the hoses and drain the tank and pull it out to do the tune-up and just refill it, because you can purge the tank of air just by using the gas pedal with the car off, and the electric water pumps will run until it clears any air out of the system. So I could do that too, but I want to make this as factory as possible. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna definitely get this tank trimmed down a little, or just get a different tank made. You know, you run into problems like this when you're doing like the first of something, period. I mean, I'm sure there's no other BMW probably in the world with a tank this size or anywhere near this size, or even custom tank up front in the engine bay, period. I know it's an M5, I think his name is All Motor on Beamer Post. He ran an ice tank in the rear with hard lines running to the back of the his BMW M5, F10 M5. But, you know, I didn't want to have to do that, because that's, you know, that's just more heat loss. You know, you're going to have to extremely heavily insulate those lines if you want those temperatures to stay cold with a tank all the way back in the rear. And that's a lot of work, running the tank, you know, running the lines from up front all the way back to the rear, then pumping it back up front. And that way I'm going to have to add an extra water pump also to keep that flowing, where if I keep it up here and the line's short, I don't have to add any more pumps, you know. So that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna go ahead and get this thing, get with Cole, and we're gonna see what we can do about getting this made smaller or getting this tank trimmed down. And every time we get some bad news, we get some good news. If you remember earlier in the video, I showed you guys the heat, H-E-E-T, that you mix with the METH to make it a true 50-50. And look what just came in. Wow! Boost juice, boost juice. But we're not using this bull. We definitely not using this crap. Well, we're gonna use this. I mean, I already paid for this, so we're gonna use this Snow Performance Boost Juice. It's supposed to be 50-50, but it's definitely not. It's a couple YouTube videos on YouTube showing that this definitely not 50-50. And I bought it off Amazon for about 50 something dollars, almost 60 bucks for 4 gallons. You know, and you can get the heat from Walmart for like $1.90, almost $2. You know, maybe $2 after taxes. But I'm not gonna be using this. I'm definitely not gonna be using this shit this crap, and I'm gonna tell you why and show you why I'm not gonna be using this with this video right here.
Today we're looking at testing different charge cooling fluids, our Speed Sauce, which is our 50-50 water methanol mix, and our Speed Sauce Plus, which is an 80-20 ethanol water mix. And we're here on the dyno, so let's see what happens. So what you see here is the red line. This is without the alcohol injection. Max power on the ethanol, we're making 515, and with the methanol, we're making about 506. Makes more power with the ethanol, takes less of it, and less corrosive. I think it's a big win today to show all the testing that we've done, showing the benefits of Speed Sauce Plus over Speed Sauce. Both are great for making power, but the Speed Sauce Plus just gives you that little bit extra punch.
Alright, gang, so pretty much, you know, every time, like you already know, every time we get here, this happens. So I'm waiting for Cole to get off work, the guy who make the tank, because you know, we just gotta get our heads together, you know, cause we measured the space, we measured the tank and everything like that, you know, but just measuring the space and stuff like that, like I said, you're not compensating for the wells on the tank, and you're not compensating for the you know, for the ease of getting it in and out, you know, because you can measure the inside of something and have it good enough to fit, but when it comes time to making sure this piece that's shaped like an L angles itself in and angles itself out, that's two different things, you know. So that's why I'm gonna just take a 1/2 inch off of everything, and it should be able to just pop in and pop out, you know. I mean, and that's the easiest way that I can see it getting done, you know, by still having the liquid volume that I want, you know, at least a gallon, you know, and that'll be like right at a gallon. So that's what we're going for. So yeah, until next time, like, share, and subscribe, and auto let's stop.